So, dear Ministers Brigitte Zypries and Michael Kurtika, sehr geehrter Generaldirektor Benjamin Bracke, to whom I'll give the floor in 1 minute. Cher Monsieur le Secrétaire Général, cher Philippe Huberdeau, plaisir de te retrouver dans cette belle assemblée. Cher Clara Chapaz, Director of the French Tech Mission, who doesn't need any introduction from anybody, and dear members of the French Tech and the French Tech Berlin in particular. Dear Clark Parsons, Managing Director of the Internet Economy Foundation. Chers entrepreneurs, dear entrepreneurs, and members of this vibrant French-German tech community. It's a great pleasure for my team and for me to welcome you all to the French Embassy on this obviously very special occasion as we are gathered here tonight to support Scale Up Europe and promote the European digital sovereignty, which is more than ever, should I say, one of France's top priorities. I've been ambassador from France to Berlin for a bit over 2 months now, after 20 years in North America, as French ambassador to Washington in particular. And this event with you, this dive into European entrepreneurship, means the world to me. I wanted you to know that. I'm very pleased that representatives of both private and public sectors, French and German, are with us here today to address together a topic with major stakes for Europe, how to foster European startups and scale-ups and build European tech champions. As you know, this priority of ours is followed with particular attention by President Macron, and I'm glad to convey to you this evening President Macron's strongest support, as well as the strongest encouragements from Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire, with whom I talked a bit earlier today about this event. I would like to start by expressing my warm thanks to French Tech Berlin and its co-presidents Gunnar Graef and Marie-Avril Rostein-Kuhler in particular, for taking the lead in the organization of this superb and important event, with a special word of thanks, if I may, to the Embassy's Economic Department, its head Claire Thiriot-Kant and Luca Derville in particular, who have worked in close cooperation with French Tech Berlin. Yeah, thank you. I would also like to thank Madame Anna Christmann, Commissioner for Startups and Aerospace in the Ministry of Economy and Climate Action that you just saw and listened to, I believe, as well as Alain Godard, CEO of the European Investment Fund, who also gave us the honor to participate in one of the roundtable sessions. I know that you had a fruitful workshop session earlier this afternoon, and we very much look forward to hearing the results of your talks. Before giving you the floor, it's always dangerous when you ambassadors say, before giving you the floor, let me do this or that. Always, I will be brief, but I'd like to share 3 brief messages with you today. First of all, let me say a few words about the French-German relations and put things a little bit into perspective here after the bad noise that we've been hearing here and there. The fact of the matter is that in the disrupted strategic and economic environment that we are in, the French-German partnership is more important than ever to meet the considerable common challenges that lie ahead. These challenges include increasingly fierce competition between powers, which raises the quasi-existential question of the place and role of the European Union as a full-fledged player in the multipolar world, and the tech is a growing part of the equation. These challenges also include the need to reduce our dependence on China, which forces us collectively to rethink our value chains and to pursue a de-risking strategy in order to avoid a decoupling that would hurt Europe most. I could have many other challenges, and to start with the threat posed by global warming and the loss of biodiversity. And as we speak, as you know, there are many negotiations going on these two issues. Faced with a combination of challenges of this magnitude, everyone realizes that a Franco-German response in the service of Europe is the only possible rational way. Well, in this respect, I have good news today. The Franco-German engine has got back into motion and is running at full speed again. So keep in mind that the Franco-German motor, engine, whatever you name it, friendship, couple, I could add to the list, is running at full speed again. President Macron and Chancellor Scholz met in Paris on October the 26th for an intensive discussion in which I participated and which led to two main results. First, the two leaders reaffirmed the strong political will on both sides to face the many challenges I alluded to on the basis of a Franco-German policy with and for Europe. Furthermore, the President and the Chancellor decided to launch in-depth consultations between the two countries to promote a Franco-German convergence on the important issues at stake, among which energy and hydrogen in particular, defense and security, and the agreement on the combat aircraft system of the future is excellent news. It was announced in the last days, as you know, as well as the European response to the American IRA legislation, the Inflation Reduction Act, among others. So this meeting between the President and the Chancellor was instrumental, I believe, even more so because it was followed by a multiplication of political contacts, including the visit by our Prime Minister, Elisabeth Borne, to Berlin 10 days ago, which only confirmed that the Franco-German engine is back on the right track and again running at full speed. So this is number one. Number two, looking ahead, I believe the prospects are also very favorable and have a lot to do with what you are doing. As you all know, particular attention is being paid to the preparation of the next Franco-German Council of Ministers and the 60th anniversary of the Élysée Treaty, both in January, which will give Germany and France further opportunities to promote new initiatives and set an ambitious Franco-German agenda for the years to come. Three priorities stand out in this agenda, to oversimplify a little bit here: reaching out to the youth of our two countries. We have to get a Franco-German message to the youth of the two countries, and it is a bit lacking as we speak. Number two, defining the values that make us who we are as French, Germans, and as Europeans. And number three, embracing the three technological revolutions that are underway and changing our lives: the revolution of energy and sustainable development, which is more and more, I would say, front and center in the current discussions that we have with our German friends. The revolution of life sciences and genetic, for which Germany and France are costaud, j'allais dire, solid, well established, investing a lot. And of course, the digital revolution with its extensions into big data, the cloud, artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, and quantum technology, to name just a few. We cannot be closer to the topics that you have chosen for the round tables: cloud technology, climate tech and energy, artificial intelligence, and quantum technology. So as you can see, what you are doing with Scale Up Europe is precisely at the crossroads of the priorities that I have just mentioned for the Franco-German partnership. It matches perfectly. That's number two. Number three, the other great news, I believe, is that you are moving at full speed too. 1 year ago, almost to the day, under your watch, some of you already gathered here at the embassy and drew up a diagnosis of the problems of both financing and human resources that startups and scale-ups frequently encounter to grow in Europe. These discussions played an important role in stressing these issues at both bilateral and European levels. Well, you've done so much since then. Today's conference shows how active and meaningful our French tech communities are in Berlin, Munich, and hopefully in Düsseldorf in 2023. These communities build strong ties between our two vibrant French and German tech ecosystems, and they develop concrete and innovative solutions to address the challenges of our societies. And it should come as no surprise that more than half of the 300 members of Scale Up Europe are either French or German. I think it says a lot about the booming entrepreneurship that our two respective countries are knowing. Some of these key entrepreneurial success stories, which started in France or in Germany and expanded across the Rhine as a first step in their European and international journey, are here with us today. Doctolib, Conto, Volocopter, WeFox, among many, many others. And we hope to see many more success stories of this kind in the near future. That's why we want to continue and even accelerate on this path, pursuing Scale-Up initiative and making it a new deal for sovereignty, so to speak. And here again, the stars are well aligned. In February 2022, under the French presidency of the European Union, Bruno Le Maire and his German counterpart, Christian Lindner, along with other European countries and the European Investment Bank, announced the creation of a European Fund of Funds managed by the European Investment Fund. We are glad to see that this project will become operational at the beginning of 2023. Its aim is to increase the capacity of European venture capital funds to finance late-stage development of European startups and scale-ups. And you know much better than I do how crucial, how critical this is if we want to foster emerging European tech champions, which is itself a key component of the European sovereignty that we are looking for. So let me conclude on this positive note, and again, my warmest thanks to each and every one of you. Merci beaucoup.